Welcome to Navigating Hope, your compass to health empowerment. I'm Dr. Jaime Hope, steering you through healthcare, overcoming overwhelm, personal goals, and emergencies. We'll navigate the healthcare maze with actionable insights and real-world advice, unlocking the secrets to a healthier, more vibrant life. Join us to take control of your well-being and make informed decisions for your health and your future. Stay with us as we unravel the mysteries of medicine, wellness, and life's unforeseen challenges, helping you bypass the ER with a dose of knowledge. Stay tuned till the end of the episode with a recap of your actionable insights and a free gift. Let's chart a course to your well-being together. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Navigating Hope. I am so excited to be here with one of my personal heroes. It is an honor to have the three-time Miss Fitness Olympia, and I looked at your website, more than 30 other additional awards and competitions. Miss Whitney Jones, you are, hey, and not to mention best-selling author of When Broken. So for those of you seeing the video, this is here who it is, but we'll put it in the show notes as well. This is amazing. Whitney, thank you, first of all, for being here with us today.
Oh, I love it. You know, you and I, anytime we get together, we have so much fun. We laugh, we brainstorm. We are two like-minded chicks that this is a blast. I'm excited and can't wait. So I'm honored to be a guest.
Yes, thank you. Now, for those of you who have never been or have no intention of ever being in a fitness competition, don't turn the dial, because this isn't just about that. Yes, Whitney has trained people for competition level. She has done that herself, but her biggest focus in it, her heart, is on helping us mere mortals meet our success goals, and however those are defined for us. So anybody listening, you don't have to be doing backflips and handstands and deadlifting hundreds of pounds. You just have to follow a process where you can work with your health. So Whitney, let's start with When Broken. So first of all, the title is really exciting. Now, I know the story behind it, but When Broken, what the heck?
Yeah, you know, obviously you do know the story. So to kind of summarize it, I've broken almost every bone in my body, being an athlete and a daredevil and in the fitness world of doing backflips and breakdancing, 18 surgeries. So clearly you are my go-to with medical questions.
Yeah.
But the book itself is written not just about physical body being broken, but it's about being broken personally, professionally, as well as physically, mentally, spiritually, and helping people realize, look, we're all a little broken, and that's okay. And once you realize you're not alone and that this is a very standard way of life, it helps put things back into perspective so people go, okay, we're all on the same level playing field, but what sets those apart from others, between those who survive and those who truly thrive, is they've mastered the art to win broken. And so this book helps everyone kind of through my shared crazy, ridiculous stories in life of being broken physically, professionally, and personally, how I navigated that, and more importantly, how to apply it to your own life. So it's a strategy, a blueprint to help you take your biggest setbacks in life and turn them into your greatest comebacks and really helping you level up in all aspects of life.
Oh my gosh. And I love that. I read a ton of books. I know you do too. And I love it when I can tell the book was actually written by the author.
Yeah.
So I mean, go on Whitney's Instagram, Facebook, any of the places that you can find Whitney and hear her talk and hear her stories, and you will see like 1,000%. This book was actually written by you. What I love about it, Whitney, is that you're not afraid. So I mean, gosh, these pictures of you look like a goddess. I mean, just absolute perfection. And you share the reality, right? So we're not just like, you called it the beautiful chaos behind the highlights reel.
Yeah.
And so, some of the stories of your own mistakes falling on your face, the Christmas tree story in the hidden chapter, hilarious. So Whitney, why do you share so candidly about like kind of dumb stuff you've done or mistakes you've made or your fly being down? Like, why do you share that?
Well, the thing is, like, whenever you've kind of accomplished something great in life, people, and I've done this too, growing up and kind of getting into this sport, I have these idols, and you feel like these people are on this pedestal and that they're so not normal. They're not humans. So, as I created through my life and hit some achievements and accomplished things, I started seeing people think I was less approachable or not relatable. And I hated that because I always wanted to remember where your roots are. I mean, when I walk down the street, no one knows what I've accomplished. And I love that because, again, we're all just humans. So I think really sharing my stories of, guys, I am ridiculous and I have many embarrassing moments and I am a goofball at heart. So even though I've accomplished some cool things in life and I've, won titles, I'm just like you. And I feel like when you kind of allow your authenticity and you're vulnerable to share, you're not afraid of being judged or being embarrassed by mistakes and fails. People can go, okay, that's where I've found inspiration personally from people I admire or people that I have viewed as my role models, is when I realize their life isn't perfect and that they have bad days and that they've had massive setbacks that allowed them to have that huge growth in their life. So I wanted to just completely be transparent. And that's where I really saw a lot of the feedback from people going, thank you for sharing your story. Obviously, being in this sport, I've been in documentaries and featured in story. And so that actually helped me be more authentic and not worry about that judgment because it helped people feel inspired to get back up, to try again, or to push towards their goal that everyone said was ridiculous or crazy or, called them names. You're so stupid. How could you ever achieve that? So sharing the story and hearing from others who were just complete strangers say, that helped me personally. It helped me go put more out there. Who cares? If it helps one person, if it helps 100 people, if you put it out there and you're not worried about judgment or care and concern, you typically are going to have people who receive it and it helps them.
Oh my gosh. It is such a huge help because it can be intimidating. We compare our real life, warts and all, to other
Mhm.
people's highlights reels. And I love that your highlights reel includes, the mistakes that and the ridiculousness, like the humor, the hilarity. Um,
Yeah.
Unofficial fastest record for taking down a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Climb
Yeah.
down a Christmas tree, right?
Totally. Totally.
Oh my gosh. Now, Whitney, with your level of fitness success, it would be very easy to think like you're one of those people that have been a competitive gymnast since age 3, and you must have been a star athlete all along. But in reading your book, that it was very fascinating to find out you actually weren't. What?
No. I mean, I got into the sport of competing completely out of a dare. I had no idea what I was even signing up for. Growing up, I was an athlete and trying all sorts of sports. It's not like I was a superstar in anything. I just loved to be active and to try new stuff. So there was this conversation that happened at a gym, and someone said, you could never do it as I was walking up into this conversation. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, honestly, if I was signing up for a marathon or if I was doing the Tour de France. Like I had no idea. And I was like, yeah, I can. So long story short, it was a matter of just jumping all in. And I loved it because it's like, why not? Like that's where I enjoy different crazy challenges. And so it was going to be like a one and done competition. I loved the aspect of getting yourself physically in shape and the science behind getting your body stage ready. And then the performance element of, okay, you got to put together a 2-minute routine of acrobatic dance choreography and flips and jumps. I had no idea what I was doing, but I loved that challenge. And then after I did one, I said, oh, let's do another one. But then I realized I'm competing against people who have been gymnasts their whole life. I've never been a gymnast. I have no formal training, but I didn't care about winning. I was never focused on the outcome. I was focused on the journey and challenging myself. That's what I fell in love with. And I think as an athlete, there's so much pressure we put on ourselves, not even just athletes. I mean, in business, in life, that we focus so much on this is how it needs to be. And when you put that pressure on yourself, there's so many things that can go wrong. if you focus on the effort you're putting in every day and you focus on learning and screwing up and learning from that and how to not make those same mistakes in whatever you're shooting for, that's where you have that sense of accomplishment consistently to go, okay, I conquered that task. I overcame that obstacle. And you can't fail. You constantly are winning because you're not giving up. You just keep trying. And so, I got started late in this. Did my first competition at 34. So I'm competing against 20-year-olds in what I'm doing. And they're like, who is this girl? I ended up going pro. And then I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And then competing on the Olympia stage, which is the Super Bowl of our sport. Everyone knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the one who actually won this title, but he does bodybuilding. So I was in a complete different division. But I was like, I will never win this, and I don't care. But if I ever could get on that stage, that would be cool. But it's just because I put forth effort, I tried, and I didn't worry about the outcome. That's where I truly attribute my success, is because I was focused on me. I stayed in my lane. I put forth all the effort to bring the best version of me, as cliche as that sounds. But when I'm not focused on anyone else, I have nothing to compare to because I'm not worried about anyone else. I'm worried about me. And that has helped me in business. It's helped me as a coach. A lot of times people think I just coach all these athletes. As my life in coaching and mentorship has advanced, I love lifestyle. I want this to be a way for people to understand your health, your fitness, nutrition is a foundation for your life. It has a ripple effect in how you show up for your family. It has a huge impact on how you run your company or how you show up with your coworkers. You have this discipline and this routine that, number one, helps you feel better, creates confidence when you walk into a room where you are an authoritative figure that, obviously can command and mentor and give and lead. So there's so many things in regards to health, fitness, and nutrition that truly should be your foundation for life. Because when you're taking care of yourself and you feel good about yourself, you naturally want to give that back to others, and you naturally want to lift everyone up with you because you're feeling better and you're leveling up. You want everyone to go along the ride with you.
Oh my gosh. There are so many things I love about that. What I love about you, when I'll say this until the end of time, your level of integrity. People who are just like, hey, I want to lose a quick 20 pounds to be unhealthy, don't care how I do it, just whatever. Like, that's not your people.
Mm-mm.
You're working with people who this has become their lifestyle, part of their identity, just something that they do. And what I
Mm-hmm.
love is that, so the outcome, the win is not the thing we can control. What we can control is the process. And that's
Yes.
where you get your enjoyment and satisfaction. In the book, you said the trophy is earned in the hours that no one is watching.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because that's
And
where it's all about you. You're not there for the praise. You're not there for people to validate your efforts and how amazing you are. It's all within you. Are you proud of yourself? At the end of the day, you're the one that has to look yourself in the mirror. And are you being honest with yourself? Are you constantly pursuing a higher level of success and achievement? Or are you staying status quo? So, what are you doing when no one's watching? That's where your true authenticity, your true character comes out. And you have to be able to recognize it and go, am I doing the best for me? Or am I just doing it to kind of showboat and get other people to respect me? At the end of the day, if you're doing it for you, you're going to get that respect. You're going to get people who admire you because it shines through. And people see through it all the time when you're just doing it for others' recognition. It's the whole social media crap of, I'm going to put my amazing life out there and rainbows and butterflies, and it's the highlight reel. Well, people see through that because then they see you living your life day to day. And when you're anything except what they see, you lose all credibility.
oh my gosh, yeah, that authenticity. And if you're only doing something for validation, that's a black hole you will never fill.
Yeah.
You'll never fill it.
Yep. Yep.
But you care about how you feel. You have this just natural, exuberant energy because of the reps you're putting in when no one's looking, not just the exercise and not just the nutrition, But let's talk
Mhm.
about the mindset stuff. Let's talk about some setbacks. So you shared your story really openly. In a very short period of time, you lost your mom. You
Mhm.
became a single mom and the business and situation imploded. That's a lot,
Yes.
Whitney. A lot of people would just like, I'm gonna just pack it up, and I can't. But you had to take that to a new, different way. And I love your totally scientific stages of hard stuff from the book,
Yeah.
Whitney's stages. But so the denial, this can't be happening, and then the drama, and then the acceptance ish. I love that was so honest. And then the
Yeah.
action. So walk us through your process, and then how can we who are listening, when one of those setbacks or challenges come at us, like how can we use the magic of Whitney Jones to get us through it?
So, I mean, the biggest thing that it's a hard fact to accept, but you have to go, nobody cares. Everyone is dealing with setbacks. Everyone has hard stuff. You walk down the street, you go to the grocery store, guarantee you walk down an aisle and this person is dealing with setbacks and stress and drama and loss of a loved one, or they just got let go of their job, or they have a sick child. There are so many horrible things in life, right? So you have to be able to look at yourself and go, things could be worse. You have to have gratitude of where you're at in life because no matter how hard and heavy it feels, there are always people who would trade places with you in a heartbeat. That is a hard thing to think about because when you're going through it and you're in the thick of it, you feel like no one's been there. So you have to be honest with yourself. And then you have to remember, okay, yes, you've got to be real. You got to be human. You got to go through it and you got to feel it. But then you have to go, knock it off. Do not stay in this pity party stage because, again, nobody cares. So, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as a statistic, as someone who goes, oh my gosh, yeah, she got stuff handed to her, he got stuff, dealt all at one time and yeah, just crumbled? Or do you want to be remembered because you took all that and then you still rose above all of that to keep going? Keep going. Now, that doesn't mean, when you're in those bad states to go, oh, I'm going to do this. And that's not possible. Your brain can't comprehend that. You just have to go, I got to keep going. And when I was in the thick of it, and, again, there have been many setbacks in life since that big pivotal one, but you have to wake up and go, I can control my own actions. Focus on only what you can control because life is going to continue to throw lemons at you and you just got to slice them up, toss them away. But you have to go, okay, well, what am I going to do about it? What can I control? You are the only one who can control your mind. So if you're having a bad day, flip it, flip the script. Choose to not have a bad day. Even if it's as simple as I'm going to walk down the street and smile at someone. Giving back is the best thing you can do. Trying to send a motivational text out to someone, and these are things I talk about in the book. When you can help lift someone else up, that instantly elevates you. That is the most simple thing you can do when you're dealing with hardship to help your brain flip. And then I also talk about the H2G2. You don't have to, you get to. That is a motto I live by all the time. So again, when you're dealing with hard stuff, focus on all the great things you get to do. Again, with broken bones and everything, there were times I broke my neck and it's like, okay, that was probably the scariest time. I'm in this neck brace. I have a 12-piece metal cage. They planted into my neck to kind of put me back together. And there were some scary times, but it's like, I'm here. I'm going to get movement back in my arms. I'm going to be able to hug my boys again. I can sit here and be in this pity party state, but I don't have to. I get to choose to move forward. I get to focus on the things that I can do, not the things that I can't do. It's all mindset. I mean, all of the people who are successful in life, who are happy in life, it's because they're focusing on what they get or what they are able to do and not what they have to do every single day. And it's just something that, again, if you're having a hard time, if you're in a very depleted, depressed state, small, tiny actions will help you climb out of that dark pit. But it's up to you to do it. And even if it's one thing each day, if you're consistent with it, I guarantee you, you will slowly crawl out of that dark space to see the light.
That's like kind of that concept, no one's coming to save you. But
Hmm.
actually someone's coming to save you. Look in the mirror. That's
Yeah,
that's just coming.
exactly. Yes.
And that doesn't mean that the problems aren't real. I like what
Right.
that you're acknowledging that. It doesn't mean that bad things haven't happened and that it's not real. People are like, oh, just make it go away. You're like, yup, this is real. The struggle is real. But the H2G2, I love that. I do this super weird thing where when I pay my bills, instead of like, my electricity bill is $500, whatever, I'm like, I am so grateful for electricity.
Yeah.
I love camping. I actually do that kind of stuff on purpose. But when I'm at home and I have like my two screens here and my internet and all my other like I love electricity. So when I pay it, I'm like, I get to pay this bill.
Yeah. Yeah. And it naturally flips your mind into that state of, again, there's so many things, right? Who loves to pay bills? But are you so lucky that you actually have a house? Are you lucky that you actually are able to afford electricity, heat when it's freezing outside, or air conditioning when it's 120 here in Arizona? Those are things that you have to just choose how you look at it in life. And even though it's not amazing, you can make it a tolerable situation if you choose to. And, again, there's so many things out there about, oh, self-help and this and that. But at the end of the day, it's only going to be up to you. Do you want to live in this state? Let's be honest. I have plenty of friends who I love dearly, but every time I talk to them, hey, how's your day? Wah, wah, wah. And it's like slowly I start distancing myself. Don't be that person. We all have stuff we could complain about and moan about every day. Don't be that person that is just this dark cloud all the time. Sometimes you just need to deal with it yourself and be a ray of sunshine. That's going to attract people to want to be around you. When you realize you're not there for sympathy and you need something from others and you need to be lifted up because you don't know what the other person's dealing with either. And maybe they have zero energy to constantly be lifting you up. So find it in yourself to realize again, we all are dealing with a lot. Everyone in life has plenty of things that they just deal with. Be one of those that focuses on constantly overcoming, overcoming. How do you want to be remembered at the end of the day? No one is going to remember you because of your setbacks, because we all have them. But the few people who truly have turned their setbacks into their greatest comeback, those are the stories people talk about. Those are the things that they remember. Oh, you remember Jim, and man, he really just did XYZ with his life when he was dealt some horrible cards in life. That's what they remember. They may not remember exactly what Jim was dealt, but the fact that he rose above it and accomplished so many things, that's the story people talk about.
Oh my gosh. And that's amazing. And a lot of it, so that like there's this inner work, right? That we have to do. It is our mindset. We have to, get ourselves up. We've got to connect with that. And then you also talk about the team mentality. So it's not just dumping your problems on other people. That's probably not helpful. But so say you actually do need some help, whether you get professional help from a coach, mental health, seeing a doctor when you break a bone, Whitney.
Yeah,
So
yes. I'm learning.
it's not, I know, right? But so it's not that, for people listening, it's not that you have to do everything alone, but no one
Totally.
can do that inner mindset work for you. You have to do that, but then set
Hmm.
up your team for success. So you have people who can help you get better with your fitness, with your
Yeah.
exercise. Get your yearly checkups, get your, ladies, get your mammograms, get your, your pap
Hmm.
smears, guys, get your stuff checked. Like, and so you talk about having the team mindset and like, so how do you find the right people on your team to help get like while you're doing the inner work? How do you know what to look for?
Well, the biggest thing, and I think we learn this as we go through life and as you get older, you learn about those people who want you to win. So, anyone who is there to support you and genuinely wants to elevate you, those are your people. Because there's plenty of people in the world who have that jealousy, that envy when you're rising to the top and they just start trying to kind of bring noise or doubt because they need to be above you. Those aren't those people. There's room for all of us at the top. So be surrounded around the people who want to elevate together. And in reality, if you are trying to achieve something in life, if you are in your group the smartest, the most successful, the most ambitious, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you won't be able to elevate. So I like to put myself in rooms with people where I'm going, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a kindergartner with all of these professor level people because that's where I learn. That's where I get that drive and that fire. So I want to be the one in the room who feels like they're on the lower end of the totem pole because that's going to help expand my mind, my thinking, the ability of what I want to shoot for next in life. So surround yourself around people you admire. If there's someone that you're like, gosh, their tenacity or their energy or their happiness, what they've achieved in their career, surround yourself around those people because it's almost like just being around them, it's going to have an impact to level you up. And then on your personal level, in regards to your family, your friends, if there's people that you feel are constantly kind of bringing you down or making you feel less than, if they're diminishing your efforts, or if there's jealousy or envy, you've got to politely distance yourself, especially when it's family, because that's hard. I mean, we're born into bloodlines, right? Now, if your family doesn't support you, you can still love them. Maybe don't share everything with them because you don't need people who are bringing you down or creating doubt when you're trying to level yourself up. But it's never fun to do it alone. So you need that team, you need those people because, again, we're all going to go through this in life. And sometimes if you're just having a bad day, I have my group of friends where I'm like, we need to go on a hike together or we need to go on a coffee date just so I can have a different perspective. I love to laugh. So if life feels heavy, I want to call my girlfriends who are like, always a good time. And I know that shakes me out of whatever stress I'm feeling at the moment. It's important to have your tribe of people who truly want the best for you.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. And it is okay. It was a harder lesson for me, and I learned it a little later in life. It is okay to actually put some distance between yourself and
Mhm.
somebody who isn't healthy for you, even if they can't not be part of your life at all. And
Right.
whether you see them less often or the distance is even just how you choose to handle their interactions, but then
Mhm.
surrounding yourself with that. And I hope you guys are catching this. So when Whitney is down, I mean, we can all have like a 10-minute pity party, but then you gotta like scrape yourself up, right? So what
Yeah.
Whitney does is she first thing she's like, how can I help her elevate somebody else?
Hmm.
And then you know what helps you. You want to laugh, you want to go get coffee, you want to meet your friends, you want to go for a hike. Those
Hmm.
are your ways of knowing like this is how I can release this from me.
Yes.
What else? Any other ones that you love when you're kind of in that funk? I know
Well,
getting
and I
getting physical
say,
helps.
yeah, I mean, honestly, anything to get endorphins going. So, again, sometimes when people are in a very depressed state, now I take that very serious. Mental health is huge. And to try to tell somebody, don't be depressed, shake it off, get over it, that's the worst advice ever. Yes, each person needs to try to do what they can for themselves. You also may need professional help, but something as simple as popping in some headphones and going for a walk around your neighborhood. That has I mean, it is a proven effect of helping kind of change your internal chemistry as well as your mental mindset. You get the endorphins going. So I always, music is huge for me. I love that. Getting out, fresh air, having to kind of be able to check out and let my mind go away from whatever it is that's bogging me down. And, again, laughing. I have a meme library on my phone where I constantly will just go back to it and be like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Or funny videos with my kids or my friends where it just brings back to light that life isn't always heavy. But without those hard moments in life, you would never appreciate the good ones. So when you're in those bad states, remember the smiles or the laughter or the good time so it can remind you that you will get back there. But the other thing I tell people all the time, everyone's different. So if you're dealing with a hardship and you're going through a very rough patch, there's going to be moments where you do smile or you do laugh. Write it down. Whatever it was that triggered that peacefulness or that shake up from the mundane and the heaviness, write it down. You need to acknowledge what it is that personally helped you feel a little lighter, laugh a little bit, and then recreate it. That's personally how I found out that memes worked for me because I was going through some heavy, hard stuff with a business transaction years ago. And I would notice that I would just then start scrolling. And I'm like, that's not productive at all. But it actually started helping me. So then I'd screenshot. And then I realized, okay, when I'm going through like oh gosh, it's like I'm feeling like just so anxious right now. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a break. And I would go and hide in an office, hide in a bathroom, wherever I needed to go walk outside. And I would just sit there and again, bring back the lighter side of life. So that was something that I recognized, okay, I feel like I can tackle life's craziness today now. And that was something that, again, worked for me. So I always say, identify it. For some people, it's, to read a book and it allows their brain to step away, even if it's for 10 minutes. Everyone has different triggers of what brings them back to their happy place. You have to identify it so that when you're in the thick of life, you know what you can do for yourself to just allow your brain to go back to neutral.
Oh my gosh. I mean, these are relatable tips. These are used, and it's so funny that you said memes. They say there's five love languages. Memes are the number six. If you're
Yeah,
feeling down, I will send you memes. If I'm feeling down, like send me memes. This is like how I express my. I was
totally.
super brief story. I was in the hospital getting a feeding tube shoved from my nose down into my intestines. When I was pregnant and I was puking so much, I'm 5'7", I was getting to almost double digit weight. And
Mm,
everybody so my mom was taking care of my toddler and everybody else was at my husband's grandma's funeral.
mm.
So and so I'm like alone, genuinely like needed to be alone in that situation because everybody had to be doing their thing. And I was like, what can I do? I could freak out, I could doom scroll. And I was like, you know what? Memes. And I like by the end of it, I'm just like, this is okay, like, okay.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
so funny that like hiking and memes, like two of my favorite things.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and everyone has stuff that works. Acknowledge it. And
Yep.
even if you don't take action, sometimes just acknowledging it. Like there's times I've had people say, I have a meme library now. And I was just in such a dark place, I didn't want to look at it. But knowing, oh, I have that there was the one thing that helped change the trajectory of their day. Okay, cool. Just acknowledging that there's something that will help. That's all that it boils down to. There's simple things. Because, great, we could talk about you need to do this 12-step program to get out of your head. Okay, but at that moment, you just need to have to be able to feel like life can be a little lighter so that you can keep moving forward.
Yes. Oh
Small
my.
steps.
And like so speaking of small steps, I not everybody is at your level of fitness or nutrition. So what are a couple of so if somebody's kind of more in the beginning of their journey or not sure where to start and it feels very intimidating. Feel like I,
Mhm.
start a whole thing or change my whole way of life. What are a couple small things that we can do that will start us on the right pathway and become part of our identity and part of our mindset for fitness and nutrition?
So one of the things I love, and this is great because I have clients who come to me, they're in their 40s. They have never been an athlete. They've never hit the gym. They've never played a sport. Okay, cool. And they're like, but I need to. They've been forced to focus on improving their health. They're like, I don't even know where to start. So this goes to people who are high level achieving athletes, as well as someone who could be in their 40s and have never done anything active. Think back to we all had to do PE in elementary school or preschool, playing on the playground. What are those simple things that you loved? It could be as simple as going outside and literally taking a ball and throwing it against the wall. What did you do at recess? What were some of the things that you loved when you were a kid? Was it kickball? Cool. Get your kids, get your family, get your friends, go do a mini kickball tournament. It's getting that childlike behavior that allows people to finally step into it. So you don't have to get into this massive program of, I'm going to go to the gym an hour a day every day. That is overwhelming for someone who's just starting or someone who's crazy busy. Again, it could be something for parents. I work with a lot of parents who are like, I don't have any time for this. But guess what? You take your kids to the park. Okay, why not do a mini obstacle course with your kids? All of a sudden, you're getting moving. All it boils down to is moving. If you love to play tennis, well, start with pickleball. If you loved basketball when you were little, go to the local park, just shoot hoops, just focus on your aim. If you like to go on bike rides, get your freaking child's bike and go out. Like, there's so many little things that sometimes tapping back into that mindset mentality goes a long way. So it's ability of just getting moving, or again, popping in some headphones and going for a walk. If you consistently do something for even 15 minutes a day, naturally your body starts craving it. Naturally, you like that endorphin high that you can get. That again, it's not like, oh, Christmas morning, but it's just changing your mind to kind of be more open to a lighter side of life. That's the easiest way. So just get moving in whatever aspect that is. Go take a yoga class where it doesn't seem so intense, but yet you can choose to even just relax your brain and get in some activity. And then when it comes to eating, simple things. Just again, go to your refrigerator, get rid of all those trigger foods, throw it out. No one likes to waste food these days, but if you get rid of all the junk food, if you get rid of all the things that, again, if there's, for me right now, it's potato chips. I could sit and just demolish a bag and I'm like, oh, probably wasn't the best thing. Don't be so strict. I never put my clients on these diets where it's just all or nothing, because that's not something you can maintain. But being more mindful of better options. Do you really need this? Are you really hungry, or are you just bored? Are you trying to distract your brain? Drink water. So simple. Drink more water, eat more protein in your daily life. Those are very simple tips that you can do that can absolutely put you on that path to feeling better, being better, and setting a consistent pattern in your life for a better, consistent, more improved health and wellness.
Oh my gosh. So though, thank you, Whitney, because those actually seem attainable, achievable. I love the element of play, the simple stuff, the hydration. If you've got trigger foods and they're in the house,
Yeah.
I used to do the same thing. I'm like, oh gosh, you can't waste food, can't waste food. I'm like, but
Yes.
it's actually causing my harm on the cellular level in my body. I would rather like chuck out the few bucks and instead of
Yeah. Yep.
right? Oh my gosh, what a huge difference. And so, for the people who are listening, there are so many things you can do along the way. I mean, follow Whitney on social media. She is giving away wisdom and inspiration all the time. Get this book, When Broken. I mean, we haven't even cracked all of this. Finding your why, connecting your goals with your identity, because the whole a goal without a plan is just a wish, right? And what I
Hmm.
like about this book, it's not just like, oh, Whitney saying like, oh, here's a story about me. It's here's a story that you can understand and relate to. And then here are the workbook pages where you are going to incorporate this into your life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is more than just a book. And it's the stories and everything and make it so relatable. But you walk away from reading this with actual plans and action plans. And this is just for the price of the book. Whitney coaches people at all different kind of levels. Like I said, not just the performance athletes, but us mere mortals who want to be healthier. So, I mean, just incredible ways to do that. So I highly encourage anyone who's listening, like keep diving into this world of Whitney. So Fitwit Jones is the website. We're going to put links to all of her social media and her website in there. And she is so approachable. I tell you what, you
Yeah.
look at the pictures of this woman and you would not think like, oh, I should just walk right up to her and like, so walk up to her and tell her like a fart joke or
Yeah.
send her a meme. But Whitney, if people,
Totally.
right, like, but if people want to work with you, they should go to your website, Fitwit Jones, and contact you, right? Is that the best
Yes.
way?
I offer a variety of services. And honestly, so many of the things that I offer have come from people who just, there's a contact me page and they say, hey, do you have tips on blah, blah, blah? I've done business coaching, business mentorship, personal development, obviously health and wellness coaching. So there's so many just different things that I offer in regards to what is it that you're needing help and guidance with. I love to give, I love to help. And, the thing is, I work with some amazing people where I don't try to pretend to know everything, but I definitely, with myself or people I know, we will support you. We will help you because it's all about stepping into your own excellence. And however I can be an advocate to help get you there, I will with myself or the team of amazing people I work with, you being one of them.
Amazing. And you can tell the mark of a true professional. One, as me personally, as a very educated physician in the arena of human behavior change, like the book hits those elements. That's why I had her on. I'm like, you can tell when books are BS. And I was like, this is definitely not, but you don't have a one size fits all program. Like everyone has to be in the, because you recognize you're as a true professional mindset fitness, like there is no one size.
Not at all. Yep, nothing cookie cutter here. It's all about what do you need and how best can I help you with, again, myself or the team of people I work with and amazing professionals in all variety of aspects that come together to help people level up.
Yeah, fantastic. Whitney, I could not thank you more for being here. This has just been an incredible exercise and realistic things that we can do, small mindset shifts, big mindset shifts. And I know that you're going to continue to make such a massive difference in people's lives. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And I can't wait to see you again next time in person. More laughs, more memes, more crazy ridiculousness, because that's what we're all about. Life's too short to be anything but that.
Could not agree more. You are the best. All right, let's get to some key takeaways. Whitney's success isn't just about fitness. It's about mindset, consistency, and focusing on the process rather than just the outcome. She emphasizes the importance of setting meaningful goals that align with your personal values and identity. If you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed about where to start, whether it is fitness, health, or any other life goal, having a structured approach can help. Download our free Smarter Goals worksheet. It'll be in the show notes, and this will help you create clear, actionable steps to keep you on track. Because as Whitney says, the trophy is earned in the hours that no one is watching. All right, let's get those 5 key takeaways. Number 1, you don't have to be ready to start, just start. Whitney got into competitive fitness on a dare without any prior experience as a gymnast. Her journey is proof that you don't need to be perfect or fully prepared before diving into something new. The key is taking that first step and embracing the challenge. Number 2, mastering the art of winning broken. Life throws challenges at everyone, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Whitney's philosophy is about thriving despite setbacks, not waiting for perfect conditions. Whether it's recovering from an injury, a personal loss, or a business failure, you can turn struggles into comebacks by controlling what you can and taking consistent action. Number 3, focus on the process, not just the outcome. Too often we're fixated on results, losing 20 pounds, winning a competition, achieving a goal, rather than the habits that lead to success. Whitney's approach is about falling in love with the daily effort, knowing that the real victories happen in those quiet moments when no one's watching. Number 4, surround yourself with the right people. Success isn't a solo journey. Whitney emphasizes the importance of having a strong, supportive team, people who genuinely want you to succeed. Whether it's mentors, friends, or professionals, being around the right energy helps you level up and stay motivated. And number 5, the H2G2 mindset. So shift from have to get to. Instead of feeling burdened by your responsibilities, Whitney reframes them. You don't have to work out, you get to. You don't have to pay bills, you get to because you have a home. The small shift in perspective makes even the hardest task feel like privilege and not a punishment. Thank you for being here with us for this episode of Navigating Hope. Keep embracing the process, keep turning setbacks into comebacks, and keep on navigating with hope. Thank you for tuning into Navigating Hope with me, Dr. Jaime Hope. It has been an honor to navigate the realms of health and wellness with you today. Remember, in the journey toward a healthier life, knowledge is your compass. If you enjoyed our time together, please share, like, and subscribe to Navigating Hope. Join us next week where we'll continue to empower your health journey,
arming you with the wisdom to navigate life's challenges and keep the emergency room in your rearview mirror.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.